Smooth as molasses, merge the words of contraction, and throw away what's useless in the trash compactor. I'm an actor, I present you the finest films ever enacted, and Denzel Washington can watch me in action. I'm on a time machine invested in Hex on December 2nd, so I can feel what it's like to gain 20,000 X's, and some are hating harder than my erection, but I only trust my wife cause she's my reflection. PulseChain will be the new resurrection, and proof of stake plus a proof of token deflationary. New generation of blockchain technology that'll bring new meaning to hex flexing. What is going on, everyone out there? This is your host, the Crypto Wonder, from the Crypto Wonder podcast. I hope you're doing well. I hope this holiday finds you well. Merry Hexmas to all the Hexicans out there. Merry Christmas to those who, are celebrating the holidays. Season's greetings. Happy holidays to everyone. As always, I hope this episode finds you well. Excuse me. We're going to start this off by saying, holidays are not easy for everyone. And, I try to keep those things in mind, So to everyone who's also experiencing hardship during these times, I'm sending out nothing but positive thought, positive energy throughout to everyone who's, in a position where their holiday is not as great as they would like it to be. You know what I mean? Because that's real. That's real. So let's get right into it. So now, PulseChain, man. PulseChain. What else? Hex. What else? What else we talking about? PulseX. What else we talking about? He's actually introducing an extra token. He's doing this whole DAO business. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. Again, I'm a simple person, and I like to keep things sort of, just elementary for me. I can't go past a certain level with all of this deep dive into the blockchain gamification or game theory that Richard Hart conjures up. Like the man goes, he dives into space and goes to places where no man has gone. Like straight up and down. Listen, I look at it like this, okay? I look at it like this. He invented Hex. Hex is winning. He's inventing PulseChain. He's inventing an opportunity with PulseChain for all the ERC20s on Ethereum to get onto Pulse. So you're getting Hex on Ethereum already, whatever. For those who are staking, it is what it is. Staking and chilling, right? Staking and chilling. You're getting PulseChain if you sacrifice. You're getting Hex on Pulse. That's three opportunities, right? You're getting PulseX on top of that. And then when you do your liquidity pair thug thizzle, it seems like you're going to get another token. Like the guy is creating avenues of revenue. Simple and plain. Not just one opportunity or two, multiple opportunities. To where at this point, listen. How many times are you going to hear? Why can't PulseChain do a 10,000x or more? Similar to what Ethereum did, especially if Pulse is going to be a better working chain than Ethereum. Listen, folks, For all that is good, we saw what Hex did when Hex came out, or before it came out. He was modeling what Ethereum did back then, saying that Hex was supposed to amass 10,000 X in 2.5 years. The freaking token amassed 20,000 X staking in a matter of 19 months. 20 months. Less than 2.5 years. So miss me with the ideas that people are thinking it can't do, and is not. Listen, man. Put all the chips. I'm going, like, it's like you got to go all in. Look, not financial advice. Not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor at all. But if I was a gambling man, like really, like I'm at there, I'm playing whatever I'm playing. Poker, I don't even play poker. But yo, I'm going all in this. Yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is at this point. This man is creating a series. I mean, again, multiple revenue streams. If you missed on Pulse Sacrifice, you're going to have a chance to get into the PulseX Sacrifice. And in his live stream, he said what? More than likely is going to look like the same thing that happened in middle of July into the beginning of August with the first sacrifice for Pulse. Is going to start at the same thing, is going to model the same everything. Bonding curve and all that. So if you missed out, you have a chance to get into another sacrifice period. You know? Like really, like people stop being greedy. And like the dude said, rest in peace, Darkman X, stop being greedy, give to the needy. All right? Think about that. Richard understands, yo. Like he understands what's going on, and he understands the game theory involved. The man just thinks about things like that's just his lane. I tip my hat off to him. All respect is due that way, because the stuff he conjures up and thinks about in his brain, woo, is beyond me. I mean, you know about Beyonder, the character with the huge colossal head. Like that's something that's what makes my head swell up when I think about how far this man, like what he thinks about, like steps ahead. Like he thinks 7 to 10 steps ahead. He tries to think 7 to 10 steps ahead of everything else. Is that what they do? Is that what people who have Mensa do, who are in that type of classification, high intelligent quotients and all that? Is that the level they're on? Woo! I'm telling you, man, because I'm surely not there. I'm just glad to be in this crypto space dealing with Hex and Pulse. No mistake about it. No mistake about it. Like when you talk about opportunities to win, you got to think, because I remember, just me now, I remember what was happening 2 years ago. At this time 2 years ago, Hex was experiencing a severe dip, and the community was going through a bunch of antagonism and criticism and hate. Absolutely. Because you got to remember, in 2019 December, that's when Hex launched, and the first 33 days the prices dropped. And so this was the period 2 years ago, and I remember what was going on because I didn't like Hex. And that was my mistake for my own ignorance and shortcomings, you know? And that time went by very fast. Between then and now, oh my goodness. So imagine what 6 months from now is going to bring with respect to Hex. Imagine what 6 months from now is going to bring when we have the Pulse chain, when we have PulseX, when we have Hex on Pulse and on Ethereum. And the liquidity pair game that they got going on with the whole token. I mean, please. And that's just 6 months from now. Imagine a year from now. Imagine 18 months, 2 years. Listen. The best thing a person can do, real talk, the best thing you can do is hold on. Hold on to your coin. hold on to your token, earn passive income, stake your joint, do what it is that you can do to remain in the game, try not to sell, right? But I don't give advice here. That's not my thing. But that seems like that's been the best strategy in the long run for most people. Putting off, your immediate gratification. Delay it. Put it off so that your future self can reap the biggest rewards and your future self can thank you for what you're doing now up to that point. Like, that's what it's all about, and that's what's meaningful about it. That's what hodling is about, and he's right. How many people in the beginning of the days with Bitcoin held on to Bitcoin when it reached almost 69,000K? How many people can say that they held almost, 12 plus years? How many people? But we see that the power of hodling. We see it. And don't get me wrong, man. That's one of the hardest things I understand that anybody can do. That's one of the most difficult, among other things. Hodling is very, very difficult. But when you have a plan and you're dedicated and committed and you're about doing something great for yourself and you're trying to really achieve certain goals that include amassing and generating wealth, creating passive income, being more, I guess, liberated than we are now, being able to afford freedom. Come on, man, sacrifices are part of the game. Apart from these sacrifices that we make it in crypto, sacrificing in life, in actual life, is a part of the game. So it does make sense to introduce that into crypto and describe it as such. You're sacrificing. What is it that you're willing to put up? What is it that you're willing to put up for the greater good? What part of you are you willing to straight give up to improve the quality of your life, to improve the quality of the life of your loved ones, to improve the quality of a community if you care about any group, demographic, or community? But what is it that you're going to do to sacrifice for that? So it makes sense. It makes sense. I think he's dealing with something bigger than most. And it's indicative of what he's done with the creation of Hex and what we're about to see soon enough, sooner than later, with Pulse. Because he's even talked about it in the recent live stream. He's talking about, look, man, we're running out, we press for time. You hear the language. We press for time. They asked him if there's going to be a time for people to sacrifice or donate. Will there be a period? During the sacrifice for PulseX, will there be a charitable, organization identified to donate? He was like, look, man, in the interest of time, blah, 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 might not be able to do it this go round. And I get it. Because we know what's coming. We know what's coming. Right? It's the perfect makings of a beautiful, tumultuously pristine, aggressive storm that will just rain blessings on everybody involved. Even those who haven't heard about, because make no mistake about it, when I do the research. I've been doing the research incessantly for the past several months. The majority of the world still does not know about PulseChain, much less Hex. I mean, either or. They don't know about Hex, much less PulseChain. But with what Pulse is about to bring, with the copies of the ERC20s onto Pulse, they're about to know. They're going to know by default. Oh, I could go on talking about this for you know what I'm saying? For hours, but we don't have hours here. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say, seriously, I've been talking about this for months, and I'm no less excited today than I was yesterday. I'm even more amped up, more charged up, much more. Like each day it goes by is one day closer to the next all-time high for Hex, and each day that goes by is the next one day closer for the PulseX sacrifice and ultimately for the PulseChain main launch. That's a fact. Anyway, everybody, listen. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. All right? Take care of yourselves. Be well. Peace.